you know what? Life is one beautiful journey. When people ask the question of is there anything you regret, or is there any advice that you give like your younger self, I just say do exactly what you're doing, because every single choice I made and every single thing I did put me to be sitting here today having this conversation with you. I just realised that failure and success are born of the same seed. You know what I mean? You need to have moments where things seem to not be working out so well to be able to say, oh man, now it's flowing, people are enjoying it, and that's what gives the dynamic in life. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I love it. I think it's as soon as you tap into it and realise that the best moments you have are the most simple ones.
This is for my Ravers, getting faded, ooh. This is for my Ravers. I know you waited. Bounce. This one's going out. All my people locked in. Turn your speakers up, 'cause right now we're going in. Bringing you them vibes, ready for the weekend. It don't matter where you are as long as you're here with me.
Well, Tears 5 started off as a party in Miami, in my home, like about 4 years ago. And literally it was like 10 people in my home, a little pre-party, pre-gamer shots before we went out. And I just had my iTunes playlist being played through the house. It was when people started messing around with the playlist, so it was going from like a nice hip hop tune, maybe a little R&B, and then you find something to Macarena. You were just like, I need to rein it back in. So over the weeks, I got a little DJ set up, and everyone was like, oh, okay, cool, you've got the DJ set up now, so now you need to get a mic and host it. So I got the mic. A few weeks later, oh, now you need to do a couple of your songs. So what happened is it started to evolve into what the show is now, and then more people were invited. Then we ended up having to have a guest list, and because people were just rocking up at my house when they started to catch wind of it. And then fast forward 4 years, I'm doing like a pool party here in Ibiza, having told my mate, how cool would it be 3 years before if I could do a pool party like this with this Tears 5, and he was like, yeah, it'd be cool. And when I posted it on Instagram, he was like, you're joking me. I was like, absolutely.
All on you, yeah, all over you. All on you, yeah. All on you, yeah, all over you. All on you, yeah.
Do you know what? I've been coming to Ibiza for probably about 6 or 7 years, on or off, for summers, just to come and hang with friends and go to all the different clubs and do the whole like season thing. I always wanted to perform and bring something to the island, because it really is a magical island, you know, and there's so many different sides to it. You can be deep in the heart of clubland and enjoying the music, you can get smashed and lose yourself in other parts, or you can go and completely chill out, find yourself like up in sort of the mountains and beautiful retreats. So it's kind of got everything. I always felt that the Tears 5 show could work anywhere, but I felt that if it could work in Ibiza, especially with it being predominantly EDM music that was being played here, and my show is it's got R&B, it's got a little bit jungle, it's got a touch of EDM, some house, it's got the hip hop stuff. If it could work here, then it felt like it would be a huge jump to show that actually this could work anywhere around the world. And seeing it connect at the moment is amazing, and it's only just the beginning, because it's evolving as we perform, you know. I've always loved being able to throw it all into the mix. So as I've been working on my new album, it's like I've got like a little jungle drum and bass tune on there, but it's just enough to touch on it. As much as I have all the R&B stuff that I love, it's like, yeah, I can do a house track with Blonde and touch into it. And that's why I think that this island's great, because now, from what it was maybe 20 years ago, has turned into this all-format island.
When the going gets tough, just remember it's me and you for life.
Been working with Hardwell, which again was a very organic, natural way that we met. It was actually weirdly enough on this island where we met. It was a private party for somebody. We're both performing at the same thing. I finished my set, he ended up doing his set and ended up doing a hip hop set, which is like, you think Hardwell hip hop set, but he smashed it. And I said to him, bro, you need to let people see you do the hip hop thing. People just sort of think that you're in your lane doing your EDM, but the hip hop thing, you'll smash. So we did that. He ended up playing Rewind, I did a little PA of that. And then we ended up staying in contact, and then we ended up doing a song which is called No Holding Back, which is on my new album, and we're releasing. So that's wicked. You know what, my vinyl collection at my mum's house is like, I mean, when I go back, it puts me back into being that 15-year-old kid, just got his new 1210s. Well, my mum got me one 1210 and a mixer at first, and I was like, overly grateful, but I was like, I'm not quite sure how I'm supposed to mix with this, man. It's like one deck and the thing's some old school mixing into nothing, yeah? So when the second one came, I was like, oh, now we're going. And I was making mixtapes and CDs and stuff back in the day. So I've got a huge vinyl collection that I need to record and make it digital so I can throw onto my Serato. But I have to admit that vinyl honed me to be able to do what I do now. Because those days when you're putting the needle on the record and it starts to skip across and the crowd are looking at you like, yo, what's going on? And you've got to think off the top of your feet. You either stand there and everyone starts. You know when, if it's too long, you just get a boo, and then it starts to grow and then you're just like, oh, Jesus. But what I used to do is I had to grab the mic, I had to freestyle. So I had to give you a little 16 bar, 32 bars while I'm trying to flick through frantically to find another piece of vinyl to put on. And everyone's like, oh man, this is sick. This guy's doing this crazy 16 bar a cappella vibe. And then you put the tune on, they're like, oh, it was the greatest moment ever. So it honed me for any situation that goes on. So at my Tier 5 pool fight, everything turned off and I just had the mic. You'll be getting a 45-minute a cappella set and I'm cool with it, you know what I mean?
I got liquor in my system, feeling kinda wavy, got me thinking of all the things we used to do back then when I was still with you. You were there for me from the start.
I guess my take on fame is an interesting one through experience. I've been doing it for like 15 years now. So I was a 17, 18-year-old kid who just was going from living with his mum in a flat in Southampton to doing 3 nights sold out at Wembley Arena and #1 albums and they're going crazy. What I recognise is that the one thing that always made me happy, well the two things, was being in the studio making music and going out and performing. Now, there's a load of other things that came along with it, that kind of exterior things that you kind of add into the mix to say, oh no, but this is what it makes it like me wanting to live the dream and go out to Miami and have the sports car and get the house and the whole lifestyle. But what I realized over 15 years, I didn't find myself or make myself really happy with those things. They were lovely for a moment, but it was like, it's not really as great as I thought it was going to be. But as soon as I go back in the studio and make music or perform and see it empower people and connect with people and bring relationships together, it blows my mind. And when I focused back in, those were the most important things. And then just from a very basic level of being able to wake up in the morning and to be grateful to be healthy, have my family and my friends around me, to have food on my plate, roof over my head and clothes on my back. That's all I need. Add to the fact that I can wake up and actually make music and bring people together as quote unquote work. Oh man, that's why I wake up with a smile on my face, just loving life. So it took me 15 years to realise that actually I'm just doing the same thing I did back in the day, but I've taken all the bricks out of the suitcase.
Ooh, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't matter how many times I try. Can't be without your love, so I'm not giving up. No, no. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Doesn't matter what's been said or done. Yeah, I can make it right.